But spring, it is a great time to get your life in order, especially your house, because it can be easy to keep buying things and never throwing things out, apparently. Worse still, to let the clothes and the junk pile up on the floor in the corner, and suddenly you're really overwhelmed. So in a moment, we'll show you how to get your life in order. But the story of Colin, who is in desperate need of decluttering, have a look.
Hello, I'm Colin, I'm 27 and I'm the hoarder. Please come in. I've got piles of clothes here, old boxes from magazines, more clothes. On the table here I've got my coins, assortment of rubbish, my biltong packets I haven't thrown out, heat packs that I don't know how long it's been there, empty biscuit packets. I tend to accumulate rubbish, you know, I just don't tend to throw anything out. On this table here, which is my dining table, I've got pharmaceuticals, plastic bags, a bit of food, stuff that I don't use, empty Coke bottles. I've got one perfectly good working TV here, but I've got 3 others that do work, but I can't throw them out. I don't know why. In here is my spare bedroom. I've got 3 TVs in here, mixing equipment, lighting equipment, 2 beds, slow cooker. I don't need them. I've got my PS3, wow, I haven't done this for years. This is my bedroom. I've got more clothes, empty boxes, my drawer, there's junk everywhere. I haven't always been this messy, but since I've left school, it's kind of slipped. This is my kitchen and my garage. This is where I store my bike. There's not a lot of room in here, but I don't cook very often either, so I'll use it as a storage. As you can see, I need help to declutter all this mess. I can't even have any friends over anymore. Please help me. I'm sick of living like this.
Kinda slipped. Colin, he's one of our cameramen. Kinda slipped, Colin?
Yes.
Talk about...
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. I thought I was a bit of a hoarder. Well, obviously, Colin's got a problem. How does he declutter his house and avoid falling into the old clutter habits again? Professional organiser Sarah Cotman joins me. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Kerri-Ann.
Now, you're not a psychologist, but
No.
what's wrong with Colin?
I think Colin needs some help and a bit of support. But there's obviously a lot going on for him at home at the moment.
I saw the Pringles. He's sitting on the couch eating Pringles.
Well, it may be just a case that he's time poor.
Time poor, yeah, okay. There are a lot of places like that, probably not quite as bad as that, but a lot of people do hoard stuff. I wouldn't want to name anybody specifically. Why do we do that?
Well, there are a lot of reasons why we hold on to stuff. Sometimes we don't actually know how to organise the things, and sometimes we just are completely time poor.
Okay, it is spring. It is a good mental time to do, you know, a physical clean-up. So, yeah, time poor, bit of depression, you don't get around to things, and just restrictions. So what's the first thing we have to do?
The first thing you have to do is actually make a plan and decide what it is that you want to use the space for. So, for example, you have to have an idea in the kitchen, what you're going to use the kitchen for. And it sounds obvious, but sometimes we store other things in the kitchen, other things in the wardrobe. So
go into every room, look at the space and write down what you need it for.
You certainly can. Simple steps to declutter, for example, is find out what the purpose is for and use it just for that purpose.
Okay, and go from the garage to the kitchen to the bedroom, and of course clothes. I guess a lot of people collect clothes.
Yes, always when you start a decluttering project, make sure that you come to the end of it. Don't leave a little bit at the end so that you can do it later, because you just never get around to it.
Is having jeans that you bought in Las Vegas in 1974 bad?
We could talk about that later.
Okay. Well, a friend, my imaginary friend.
A friend, yes. A close
has
friend.
That. Very close friend, but she obviously has issues. So, especially with closets of clothes, there are things that people have affection for, but they don't want to throw them out. So if you don't really want to turf them into the bin, what do you do?
Well, you can give them away to charity, you can sell them on eBay, you can put them on FreeCycle, which is a wonderful community project.
FreeCycle, okay.
So you go onto a community FreeCycle project website and have a look, and you can label your clothes and your belongings on there.
Is there a rule of thumb for cleaning up? Like if you haven't used it or worn it or been close to it for X amount of time, that it should go?
There is the theory that if you haven't worn something or used something for a year, just get rid of it. But in cases, for example, your friend who's very close to you, she might have, say, ball gowns that she might not use every year. She might only use every other year.
Yeah, yeah. And every time anybody wants a 60s, 70s or 80s party, they come to my imaginary friend.
Oh, absolutely. And she would be very happy, I'm sure, to help out with that.
Absolutely. I'm just my own sort of fashion parade, really. So looking at some of these, keep a diary and a calendar. You know, these are the habits, because all of a sudden you decide, I'm getting organised, that's it, I can't live like this anymore. Because it is mentally confusing living in mess.
And it can be very distressing and leave you with feelings of negativity. And sometimes when you're really overwhelmed and you don't know how to start, hire a professional. And you can get a professional organiser through the APO website, which is the Australasian Association of Professional Organisers.
And this is very important. When you actually look at what happens to your life when you are physically surrounded by mess, it is debilitating.
Oh, it's completely overwhelming. And there, you know, reasons like depression, you actually don't have the energy to address the clutter.
Actually, it's quite seriously, it's a great idea and a good mark for spring. But Sarah, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Kerri-Ann.
Enjoy. Okay, Sarah Cotman joining us and decluttering your life. Now, one of these could cut the clutter, clean up at the same time.